say that. He went 3-0 in Group G. He will be facing Lawso42, who went 3-0 in Group E. They are the 11 and 12 seeds, respectively. So we are getting started, and as you'll see, worlds, levels, everything is randomized. We're right off and running in World 5, and our first world is 6-4, and we already have our first death.
Wow, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Those fire guys can be tricky, though.
Yeah. 6-4 by itself is not an especially difficult level, but it can have its tricky parts, especially if you get a really unpleasant enemy draw, and early on it looks that way. But Chuck is through first.
Yeah,
Tapatio, as I have been told in chat. So 5-2 is 3-2. Also, get your guesses in for how many vanilla levels are we going to get tonight. Is it going to be like Saturday where we had 8, including 4 in a row?
Wow. I usually just go with 5. That's just my
5?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it seems like a good number.
Yeah.
I like the use of just stars here and just standing on the platform and letting the cheaps commit suicide.
Yeah.
It's vengeance for what all the cheaps do to us normally.
So 5-3 is 7-1, and Chuck takes an intentional death there because he is small Mario and cannot do the wall clip. So he's going to try his hand with the fortress, and well, that's infinitely worse.
Yep, that's heck of a.
And Chuck takes another death. He tried to slip past the piranha plant.
He's still going to go for the fort. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, overall, 7-1 is probably easier, but
I think it might be a little longer, but it's definitely easier.
They're about even, I'd say, in terms of length. Ooh, bad piranha plant draw. Tap getting through on the clip. Lasso apparently doesn't know it, so he's just going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, he was with a raccoon tail, so that some people think that's too hard.
Yeah, it is harder.
It can take a lot of attempts to get the right subpixel.
Mustard going for the wall clip. Chuck taking the long, still working his way through 7F2.
Yeah, he really had to drag that ghost out to make it safe.
Yeah. And he is through. And
ooh. Coin ship right off the bat too.
Yeah. So for those of you wondering what's randomized, I'm going to put that in for you. If you type in exclamation SMB3, you will find out everything that's randomized in our paste bin. And it's a very good primer on what is and what isn't randomized, along with any other pertinent questions you might have.
I actually know that viewer, and he was asking that ironically.
Well, no longer be uninformed. So Lawso and Mustard are in the tower, which is one of 4 levels that can never be randomized. The other 3 being the 2 piranhas in World 7 and Bowser, of course. So everybody's close. Everybody's on the same level 4 minutes in. That's good.
Yeah, that's what we want to see here.
Yeah.
It becomes a harder commenting game when people are doing different levels.
Yeah, and there's our first boss bass sighting.
Not too threatening, though. He's only there for a couple seconds.
So hammers break locks in this version of the randomizer, but since this is right out of the box and none of the Hammer Bros had one, they're going to have to play through World 5 like normal.
Oh, no.
So this is going to be about a 9 or 10 minute start. Mustard playing it safe on the drop.
Yeah, that's an extremely safe way to traverse that little area.
It's also fairly uncommon. Usually you're powered up enough to where you just take the plunge.
Yeah.
But, not so here.
You might not know that one block had a mushroom in it. Since,
maybe.
Usually it's a star.
He's gonna wish he had one now, though. 5-5 is the dreaded 7-8. Probably the hardest regular level in the game. But luckily he's got a P-Wing, which will allow him to sail through this, although he's not taking the safe route.
Yeah. He got hit by that one fireball and had a risky situation there for a second. Sometimes when you get hit in the air with a P-Wing, it does this, like, one extra flap of the tail. It really throws you off.
So the one change that they have made in this version of the randomizer for the bracket stages is all those big box items have been randomized. So normally that's supposed to be a hammer suit, but now it's been changed to today a fire flower.
Yeah, I think that was a good change, but it is a little bit less. It makes that specific box less worth it.
The parade of brutality continues. 5-7 is 7-5.
Mustard's gonna kill himself.
Yeah, I'd rather see what's on the other side of the pasture. What? And the Hammer Brother? Well, that's not a whole lot better.
Having to do 2 Fire Bros small is actually really hard.
Yes, it is. Tap taking a death to the giant Koopas. Looks like Chuck's gonna play it through. Yeah. He hasn't killed himself yet, so he's gonna, I guess, give it the old college try here.
It is a pretty long level, but the time it takes to kill yourself, do a different level, and get all your power-ups back. Yeah. That is kind of a lot of time.
It is a bit of a time sink, but if you don't have Raccoon or any kind of flying ability, 7-5 is about a 90-second to 2-minute level. So, and 5-6 turns out to be 4-3, which is a significantly shorter and relatively easier level.
Yeah. Luckily, Chuck doesn't have anything too hard in his way. He can actually go for clips here and not really worry about stuff.
Yeah, no boss bass is around. He's having a little trouble with the wall. There he goes.
Yeah.
So Tap is out. Actually,
Lawso is doing it too. He's going through the whole level.
Yeah. Trying to go. He's trying to keep his P speed. I
don't think he knows the maze.
I missed the pipe. And the second ford of the game is 6F3. Another fairly difficult another fairly difficult ford, mostly the first half of it. So Chuck is about a full room ahead of Mustard. Tap is about a level or so ahead of Lawso.
Yeah, and depending on how he plays his cards, Lawso could still be a while, because he doesn't have any of the, tails to get through this super fast.
So Chuck takes care of the Hammer Bro and gets an anchor. Now, the anchors in the first part of the randomizer were almost always giving out frog suits, but now they've actually that's been adjusted, so now they're more open in what they will give you.
Yeah, but for some reason they still turn you green no matter what they give you.
Yeah.
I find that very strange.
So 5-8 is the World 2 Pyramid. Mustard having a little trouble getting that Buzzy Beetle under control.
Yeah, you can tell a lot of the newer players by this level, because this is one of the first stages that people get super smooth at.
Yeah. So 5-9 is the tank level from World 8, which is not thrown in the mix with the other levels like the Navy and the Air Force from World 8 because there's no boom boom at the end. There is a free item, so, and in my experience, the item tends to be something pretty good, so to what Chuck comes up with here.
Yeah, I personally really like seeing that level. It's like a regular level length with a hammer.
Yeah, very nice. So, Lawso finally is out of the fortress. He's on to 5-8. He's about a couple levels behind everybody. About a level, 2 levels behind. Chuck is on his first airship, and it's the World 3 airship. See, and the Koopa Kids' abilities and hit points are randomized, so it can be 1 hit to 5 hits, and their abilities will vary. So,
Whoa!
Roy Koopa's got Iggy's jumping ability.
Yeah, that's quite the bounce.
And he needed 4 hits, but he's out, and is clear at 10:03. Tap is right behind him. He'll about 25 seconds behind. Chuck is very close behind Tap. Tap's gonna need to take a power up here. Avoid bullet bills.
I think you mean Mustard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Mustard. Mustard's gonna need to avoid bullet bills, and Tap is done at 10:30. So we got World 3 is the next world. World order's been shuffled up, in case you weren't aware.
Yeah, I think World 3 has one of the most, like, polarized timings. It's either super fast, or you can also get that one where the pipe is on the far end, and you get a really long one.
They're getting no shortage of hammers. Chuck could have used his hammer on that lock, but is going to keep it and see what the fort is, and it's 5F1. Personally, one of my least favorite. I don't like all the jumps on this one. I'm getting better at it, but the jumps for me are really awkward at times.
Yeah, it's weird in the randomizer because the first of the P-speed jumps is drastically different.
So,
still a ghost. First end card for Chuck. He's gonna... Ooh. At first I thought he might know the pattern, but it looks like he does not.
Chuck taking a second to gather himself before moving on. Okay, where's this pipe taking him? Okay, he's gonna have to do 3 more levels. And he gets 1-1 with an Angry Sun. It's our first appearance of the Angry Sun.
They did up the numbers on the Angry Suns and the Boss Basses, I believe.
Yes, they did.
So we're gonna see a lot more of those than we did in the group stages. I don't know about you, but I've definitely noticed the increased number of suns.
Yeah. So 5-8 is not 5-8. 3-8 is 6-7. Auto scrollers in this game, as you may have noticed, have been turned off. The 2 exceptions to the rule are 5-9 and one of the lost levels, which is underwater. Those are still auto scrollers. Everything else, you have to run through them as fast as you can. There's a boss bass sighting, and there he goes.
Oh, and Mustard's probably coming to the same conclusion as to which pipe it is.
Yeah, once they went through the first 2 sets, it's like there's no other choice it could have been. So the second fortress of World 3 is 4F2.
Also finding all the stars.
Yep. Chuck going through this. Got it. Mistimed his 3rd jump, but no problem. 3rd hit, I mean. But through just fine. So everybody's still very close to one another. It's been a... Nobody's had a meltdown or a major crisis yet, so...
It's true, and we've had some hard levels. Just,
7-5, 7-8,
Fort 2 from World 7.
And we got the World 7 airship now. And that's going to make... If Wendy's got the ability to ground shake, that can be really difficult, especially if she needs like more than 2 hits.
Yeah, and if the player's really good at getting the early frames on her head, you can keep the hoops to a minimum. But if you can't, she starts building them up pretty quickly. Yeah,
and this particular arena, which is normally for Ludwig, is not ideal. Chuck's got to be careful. He's got
2-hit Wendy.
Chuck was little Mario, but he got it through, and he's out at 14:34.
Yeah, really lucky break that was a 2-hit Wendy. And yes, mystery viewer, the boss passes have also been increased in numbers.
So we had actually 3 players on the same fort for about 2 or 3 seconds there. That's interesting. So, King telling Mario he speaks the authentic Mushroom Kingdom accent. You try and figure out what that exactly sounds like. And meanwhile, we will go on to the third world of this race, which is Giant Land. Chance for them to skip half of the world with the hammers that they have accumulated. And Chuck is going to do exactly that.
Ooh.
He's got
Tapatio falling into the pit there.
Yeah, fortunate. So that evens up the race between him and Lawso. Meanwhile, Chuck used the hammer and the Lakitu Cloud to skip the first 4 levels of World 4, and he's on to 4-4, which is 7-2.
Yeah, there's a section in that level that some people like to clip if they fall into the pipe world, and if you have that sun there, it actually becomes almost impossible.
Right. So Chuck is done at about 1540. Lawso and Tap are there at almost the same time, and about 5 seconds apart right now.
That is beautiful. Look at how close those two are.
Yeah.
It's like they're brothers.
Almost. Twin sons of different mothers or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So this was 4-6. I think that's 4. That was 4-6. 4-2.
It's about a 3-second difference.
Wow.
Looking at the fade in there.
Yeah. Chuck getting a break there. The Hammer brother committed suicide. Meanwhile, Mustard decided to play.
I guess Lawso doesn't have the same hammers that everyone else does. He's going the long route here.
Maybe he skipped something, but he gets World 1 Fortress, and he gets an item for his trouble here.
Another anchor.
I think the anchor's only giving out mushrooms today.
Yeah, if you see the first time you use it, I think it's the same item for the rest of the game.
It is. The second Fortress of World 4 was the 3F2. Pretty simple fort. Tap playing the World 1 Fortress. He's going to get an anchor in a seconds. Lawso is playing it through. He's 4-2, I believe, and that's 7-9.
Lawso's going to go for clips in the 7-9.
So far, he's doing a fine job of it,
nice.
too.
Yeah.
Chuck is on Iggy, the World 5 airship.
Yeah, he just crushed World 4.
Yeah. So he's in the driver's seat right now. At 3 worlds at 1830.
Yeah, it's about a 6-minute average. They haven't had any of the super long worlds yet, though. No 7, no 6.
5's pretty long, and they had to play that all the way. They had to play that the whole way through, and they got some really rough levels, but they still averaged about 11 minutes overall. So they handled that pretty well.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The first level is always kind of, or first world is always kind of long, though.
Usually, unless you get like World 1 right out of the box.
Just from the item accumulation people do in this.
So, World 7, you want to get to the right side island, 7-7-7-8 portion, or the 7-9 if you have a hand. So, the first pipe didn't take Chuck anywhere he wanted to go, so he's going to try his hand at 7-1, and he got 6-5, which is one of 2 levels in the game that requires you to beat the level with the flying ability, the other being 7F1. And turns out, because the enemies are randomized, usually you don't need a Koopa shell to get out of there. But this time they absolutely did.
Yeah, that was good foresight.
I think it's more habit than anything. I got maybe about 10% chance of that of actually requiring it. So, looks like Chuck checked the pipe. I wasn't really looking. I was looking at something else, but Chuck's clearing out the card here. Or he's cleared about a third of it so far.
He's done an amazing job for having so little information from the first time he did it.
Mm-hmm. Chuck now has a choice to make. Gonna take
and Lawso has fallen pretty far behind all the other runners at this point.
Yeah.
Not using that hammer was... It could still be okay, depending on how many hammers there are going to be in this seed.
Yeah, he could he could sail through World 2, for example, without any trouble.
Yeah, that's true. If that's the next world, then he might have a small advantage at going through the world.
7-1 turned out to be correct. 7-8 was 4-1, I believe. 7-9 is 2-5.
And Mustard's not going to take the safe way through here. He's going to do the actual level the way it's intended, not taking the sand.
Yeah.
And a vanilla sun.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten the error yet where if there's a vanilla sun or boss bass, you can get 2 of them?
Not in the current version yet, no.
It looks funny.
Yeah, I think I saw, I think Claris was streaming. He got double boss bass in 4-2. 7-9, 7F2 is really 5F2. Another level, another fortress with awkward jumps, but Chuck handling like a champ.
Yeah, he's really booking it through all these. I don't think Chuck has died yet.
He died. He died in 2-5. He died in the 2-5 level.
Oh right, yeah.
But Mustard in 8-1, he's gathering himself before finishing it off. Chuck in the 7F 7 Piranha 2, which gives another free item. And it's a Lakitu Cloud.
That's a good one to have in these. In those little Muncher stages. The Muncher stages are pretty short, so a cloud is a good trade.
Chuck is breaking out the frog swag. I think he was just doing it to get an extra hit. And gets World 2 airship this time. How nasty Ludwig wants to be. Mustard, I don't think he hasn't figured it.
He's just damage boosting straight through the whole thing.
And Ludwig has got the bring down the gauntlet, but no problem for Chuck. He's done a 23:30, so he's halfway home, and looking like gonna be in pretty good shape for a sub 50 run. So all we have left are worlds 1, 2, and 6. 6 is pretty long, but 1 and 2, especially with those hammers, really fly through it if you wanted.
Yeah, he's a full world now ahead of Lawso. That's
Mustard trying to decide what to do. World 2 is next.
And he's got hammers for at least the first lock.
Yeah, so that he'll skip the first half. Doesn't have a hammer for the next one, but still time well spent. And the 2-3 is 3-8, another level popular for boss bass sighting, vanilla, but not here today.
Yeah, I wonder if having a vanilla boss bass increases the chance of it overall being in the level.
Probably not. Out of my experience, and Mustard, I think, is starting to figure out correct route. Well, the Oasis / Quicksand level is 5-7.
Yeah, he's got to go all the way back to the start and start going the other way.
Yeah, he used his Lakitu Cloud to get through 7-1. And that turns out to be a wise choice.
Wow. Tap
is out of World 7. He's about 2450, 2455, we'll say.
It's really tough when you noticed you've done so much unnecessary levels.
Yeah. Especially in World 7.
Yeah, well, that's the place where it's most likely. So
yeah, like it just really seems to hurt.
Mm-hmm. It's almost 50-50 though as to which pipe in the beginning is going to have the best path for you.
Yeah. Well, I think 7. Yeah, 7. If you get the bottom center island as your destination on the right-hand side, but I always just tend to play the other one. Just to see, I tend to play 7-1 just to see what happens. Couple of deaths there for Chuck and Lawso.
A lot of coin ships in this rando.
Yeah, more than usual. Ooh, Mustard losing the handle there.
Whew.
Death. Coin ship yields a star.
He might be feeling the pressure now that he knows he was on a bad path for so long.
Could be. Chuck takes his Lakitu Cloud, skips pyramid level, and gets the World 4 airship.
That's my favorite airship in Rando.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 seconds as opposed to 2 minutes.
Yeah. Feels great.
So, Chuck taking care of Morton. 4 hits.
Man, looks like, is this Tapatio's second card, or is he still trying to finish up the first?
I think he ran through it. Can't remember. 2-4 is 3-6. So the nice thing about one nice thing about having 4 players is you tend to get the different routes. If you get 2 choices.
And I like seeing that. It's really exciting to have people actually doing different things.
Princess giving us the letter that you cannot speedrun a randomizer. Well, our runners would beg to differ. Lawso gets he gets the dreaded
the auto-scrolling mystery level.
The auto-scrolling lost level. I think that's our first lost level, come to think of it.
I believe so.
I can't remember another one. Chuck gets out of 5-6, 6-4, and it was the good pipe today. So he got to skip the first third of World 6. This is out on that Hammer Brother, though, but I'm sure he's fine with that. Well on his way to a pretty comfortable lead. He's over a world clear of Mustard, who just finished World 4, about 28-15.
Yeah, I'm not sure that HUmanMustard at this point has tools that are gonna make for any really big comebacks.
No, I think he's got double hammer, but that'll help a little, but he's still playing pretty far behind here.
There is still always a chance that double hammer is a fast path through 8.
Possible, but at this point he's got double hammer, so he's gonna absolutely just take a shortcut and use some froggy strats while he's at it.
Ooh.
6-7 is 3-4. Tap is in 5-3. As is Mustard. Mustard's just getting started.
Yeah, this level causes some people problems just because the first half is left or right to left, and apparently that's a big hindering for some people.
It is a bit of a mind twist, yes. For second fort of World 6 is Super Tanks.
I like super tanks when they're not auto-scrolling.
Yeah. So, Tap is about to finish off Morton.
Yeah, with Mustard right behind.
About 20 seconds behind. 30-28 for Tap. Lawso's still in Pipeland. Chuck found our second lost level, a 5-3 beta. That also makes you go left.
Yeah, it's also a weird stage.
Yeah.
For a lot of reasons.
Not a very difficult one, but some of the enemy placement can be a little wonky.
Yeah, and if you get bloopers, it's very laggy.
Mm-hmm. Tap being told he wants some SMB. Just like Dire Straits.
Instead of a sun, you've got a Cheep Cheep that's going to respawn under the legs of Chuck every couple seconds here.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have the sun.
The Cheep Cheep is super funny just because it respawns like right there on the plane with you, and you can't get rid of it. It respawns no matter how far away you get.
Oh. Chuck out of the Oasis, or Quicksand, or whatever you want to call it. Lawso just finishing up World 4, or World 7, 3140, so he's got some catching up to do.
Oh, yeah.
World
but
2, 4.
With Chuck having such a lead and Mustard being his opponent, he's the one who's got to really pick it up here.
Yeah. It's not insurmountable, but he really needs a hammer here. And 6-6 is the third hand level. So have we seen a hand? I don't think we have. So if he draws a hammer here, that could be huge.
It could be a nice little safety net. Because you don't know that you're going to need a hammer.
Well, it's not a hammer, but it's a hammer suit, so that's nice.
Yeah, but I'll still give him some help.
World 6 is our first vanilla level, I believe, the World 6 airship, so yell at Fred for that one, please.
And he's just going to start using his hammer suits because he's got so many of them. He had 4 in the first page of his inventory.
Yeah.
I have no clue if he has more past that. Oh, he's going to go for more hammer bros. Usually this late, turning around for a hammer bro is,
Well, meanwhile, Chuck gets a 3-hit Lemmy. He's done with World 6 at 3305. All he's got is World 1 left.
Yeah, and if he's hanging on to any hammers, which I don't know if he is.
Tap's got one. Look, from what I'm seeing, just on his screens. So maybe Chuck's got one too.
Either way, it's a short world, even if it's not.
But yeah, on average, it takes about 4 to 5 minutes. So
yeah.
Also with the swag kill on the 2 hammer bros.
No hammer.
Yeah.
I like how he tried the anchor just for good measure.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. I've gotten Lakitu clouds a couple of times.
Yeah, I've actually gotten a lot of Lakitu clouds. Again, funny because they come out green.
Yeah. One is the second hand level, so that's a nice start for Chuck. 1-2 is 5-4, another very short level, but a popular level for Boss Bass. I've found. There he is. Speak of the devil. Yes, of course. I created this seed. Haha.
That Boss Bass is crazy.
I
He
tell
was
you.
flying on air. That's not appropriate for a fish.
Well, thinking about what is appropriate in regards to this game, we could be here all night. Fortress of World 1 is the Ice Fortress 6F2. So, ideal if you have flying abilities, but no such luck here, but it's a pretty short level all the same.
Oof.
Also, finishing Desert at about 34:30. So...
That Boom Boom Chuck just took out is my least favorite to fire kill.
Yeah, all
Such a weird spot.
the ice physics. 1-5 is 2-3, complete with the Angry Sun. Another popular location for him.
And the sun can be a little tricky here because at the end of the level, when you have to just wait for the shell to move around, some people have to like dodge it up there. See right there. At the end of the stage. It's just tricky.
Leslie Pro admitting that he in fact created this seed, so he wants to be a martyr for the cause. Well, I tried, but he's taking responsibility, so good for him.
Oh, that's nice. Whew.
So 1-6 is 3-3.
Mustard dealing with that respawning cheap.
Yeah, flying Paragoombas and oh, close.
I thought he was about to get cheaped.
Yeah, he thought another couple of inches, and he absolutely would have been. So he's gonna keep his hammer. Still about a world behind, even with the hammer. He's going to be about 2 or 3 levels behind. And final airship is also vanilla. World 1 airship is World 1. So blame Fred again. That's our second vanilla level.
Tapatio using the uncommonly used ability to kill fire with a Tanuki suit.
Well, for it.
Ooh, he barely got through that Koopa fight.
Chuck is done at 37 flat. Taps got out of World 6 at about 36.55. Mustard's not far behind him.
Yeah, and we'll see how long World 8 is, but this could be a very quick seed the way it's going now.
So far, at the very least, it's going to be sub 50. And they'd have to have the worst level draw for it to be over 50. And it's looking good so far. 1-5 leads off World 8.
Yeah, that's a pretty tricky one at the start for if you're just getting into Randomizer. Because most people slide down that hill, and you can't do that here.
Well, you can, you're just not going to get a very good draw, usually.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely to work.
Oh. Mustard's done with World 6 at about 37.50, but he's probably, according to my sheet, he's about 5 minutes behind. He'll probably cut that down to about 2 or 3 minutes, but...
Tapatio just did some sick dodges over there, just to get hit by the sun one time before he get left.
So, Chuck decided to check out the Air Force level, which was 8. The World 8 Fortress decided, nah, let's see what the Navy has. And the Navy has the Air Force. Because, of course.
Well, Mustard did have a hammer for World 1, so he's going to have a shorter world than Chuck did. But he's still fighting from pretty far behind.
Yeah, he would have to take the exact reverse route that Chuck did, and Chuck would have to get everything wrong, I think, at this point. But we'll see.
Yeah. It's surprisingly possible in World 8.
Mm-hmm.
Has almost as many pipes as World 7.
Almost. Though the routes aren't quite as, as circular as World 7 is.
And Chuck is going boat first, which is...
Yeah. Well, he didn't like the look of the hand bridge, and he figures, well, let's see what the other pipes have. So he gets 2 pipe draws, and... Okay, well, they can't go that route.
His choice is made for him.
Yeah, you can play the Fortress. And I think he will, because he gets 2 more pipes for that. So 6F1 leads off... leads off this one. See what he gets. So he's going for the speed strats here.
Yeah, and he dodged the hot feet wisely, which is the problem I always have when I do the speed strat and randomizer.
Crazy hot foot. See if we can get the star on the third box, and he does. So quick
So
boom,
convenient.
kill. Tap is out of World 7 at about 39:45, we'll say.
Yeah.
So 2 more pipes. The good news is his choices, options are dwindling drastically, and
Oh my goodness.
so now it's
He has
8.
to do 2 and 1.
So it's either that or the hand bridge. He's gonna try. He's gonna take his chances with 8-2 and 8-1, and 8-1 is 4-6, which was an absolute nightmare in one of the races yesterday.
Yeah, but if it is ever a nightmare, you can always use a door to get different enemies at least.
True. I think our runners knew that yesterday, and
Both sides were horrible.
it was for a couple of runners in particular. It was absolutely god awful. The race was basically decided on that level. So 4-6, Chuck took a death there. I can't imagine that was on purpose, but Mustard's out at 40, 50.
I think if I were Mustard, I'd be pretty intrigued, you know. I feel like he knows that he's at least a little bit behind and that the match isn't done yet. He probably knows that Chuck has been running around and it might change his pathing choice a bit.
It depends. They've raced. I know they've raced against each other because I've raced with both of them and just fun runs, and they've been pretty close as far as times. So it is kind of a mind game at this point. So and Mustard's gonna take a look-see, and
he's just going straight for the hand bridge.
Yeah, that's gonna be wrong, but because Chuck determined that the 8 pipe next to 8-1 is correct, and he is in the penultimate level, and which is 4F1, so he's about 90 seconds away from scoring a first round win.
Taking the secret passage through the fort, which is actually slower. He probably wanted the power up.
Yeah. I actually prefer the safer route.
All right, he's got his hammer suit. He's ready to go.
Yep. He's looking at a sub 45 for this seed. And goes for the wall clip, doesn't get it, so he's going to take the long way around.
Didn't go for the pity clip.
So Mustard going across the hand bridge, gets hit by the first one, and it's the 1-5 beta.
Yeah.
Lawso's out. So it's
only
World 7 at 43:20.
That is only like our third beta level we've seen, right?
Yes, according to my little cheat sheet, yes, it is. Chuck gets the quick kill on Bowser, and that is done.
Yeah, that was a really fast seed.
Wow, yeah. This is going to be a fast seed for everybody. Everybody's going to probably be under 55 minutes. So, WhenChukAttacks is finished with an official SRL time of 44:01. GG to Chuck.
Yeah, GG Chuck. I like how HUmanMustard here is just committing suicide until the hand bridge lets him past. Because that auto-scroller was going to be longer than dying 2 or 3 times.
Well, actually, I've timed that level. It takes only about 45 seconds to clear that level. But it is a frustrating and somewhat agonizing 45 seconds. So,
wow.
Mustard is going to gets the correct route by a different way, but worked out
but he frogs his way into a pit.
Well, he knows he's lost, so I think he's gonna have some fun at this point. So let's see if we can get Chuck in for an interview.
He has 2 clouds too, so he could just skip those levels.
He could, but he'd only do that once he's determined that every other route is a dead end.
He keeps running level 2.
Yeah.
Maybe he forgot that there's no other levels to use them on.
Chuck should be in here in a minute.
Oof.
Oof. Yeah, they lost his footing there. Okay. Oh, still gonna give it a go here.
Yeah. He'll be kicking himself later over that one.
Well, there's a time and a place for that.
Later.
Tap. I think he's going the same route as Mustard. So, welcome WhenChukAttacks. GG.
Hello, thank you.
GG. That was that was a really good run.
Thank you. Yeah, that felt pretty good.
After kind of a slow world one, you guys were off to the races. General impressions on the seed overall?
Yeah, World 1 was definitely... That was a tough one.
Yeah. What was it? 7-8, 7-5,
Yeah.
Jeez.
I considered going back to the mushroom house and seeing if there was a decent item in there to maybe try to clip 7-1.
Right.
And then I thought, I don't know. You're in the heat of the moment. You just make a split decision. So I just stuck with 7F2 for some reason.
Sometimes a quick, decisive choice is faster than making a better choice slowly.
Yeah, exactly. And even though it could have gone badly, it nearly did many times. Had some really close calls, but made it through on the second try. And then just kind of settled into a rhythm. Attempted to do the card game, but I always forget to take notes until it's too late. I'm like, oh crap, what was that one and that one? And then so I did about half the cards, and then just decided to abandon. And because I'd gotten a couple hammers and thought, well, maybe that'll be enough. I just didn't want to get, because I know Mustard plays cards, and we did a couple practice runs last night, and he won one and I won one, and the one that he won, he had got lots of hammers on the card game, and I didn't play the cards, so.
Well, Mustard right now is trying to froggy his way through Bowser.
Oh gosh.
I don't think the end card had terribly good items in this seed, though.
Yeah, not what I got. I got like a frog, a hammer suit, and a music box or something.
Yeah. I think one of the sets of one, like the 10 cent, 20 cent, or 1-up, one of those had a cloud, I think, and that was about it.
Yeah. I think he's right. Oh, it'll be interesting. No more hammer suits for Mustard. Tap is going to clear it out.
Yeah, he's gonna make it there, it looks like. Oh, he's gonna cloud into the final boss room. That'll work.
And Tap takes care of Bowser. He's out. Nice clip there by Mustard.
Oh.
Loses his hammer suit, so no quick swag strats for him. And TapatioJ has finished with an official SRL time of 49:07. So he, the 11th seed, will be moving on to round 2.
Yeah, and Lawso was at one point incredibly far behind.
Yeah, he
somehow caught up really far.
He had plenty of hammers. I think that helped.
Yeah, somehow he got an extra hammer over everybody else. It might have been from the Hammer Bro in World 4 that he did that no one else did.
I think so, I think that's right, because he played World 4 the long way through.
Oh yeah, I skipped that far right hammer bro.
Yeah, I think that was a hammer, so I think that might have flipped the table, because it... it's... Oh no, Mustard dies to, Bowser, and he's got no items. Lawso doing the wall clip, doing the long wall clip. He's gonna go straight to Bowser. So
Gonna do the duck strat here and pretty much just not worry about it.
yeah, that's my preference.
Yeah, it's a little harder as Big Mario because he can still fireball you if you're ducked a little too far to the left.
Yeah. Yeah, the other I think difference overall was World 7. You guessed correctly, Chuck. You went best 7-1 and just ran it right through.
Oh yeah, yeah. Whenever the first pipe takes me to that 3, 4, 5 island, I don't seem to have good luck exploring that island ever,
Yeah.
and I usually want to try to get to the top island if I can't get straight to the far right.
Right.
That paid off again.
Strictly from a numbers perspective, it's a better play because you get only need one level to get to one pipe as opposed to 2 for 1.
Right.
And Lawso42 is finished third with an official SRL time of 51:06.
Yeah, pretty close race there on the bottom.
Yep.
When everything was said and done. HUmanMustard got a kind of a bad draw there on Bowser's first attack on the ground. It's, gonna have to move the hole over a bit. What do we got here?
And we welcome Lawso42 to the chat room. GG, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the seed?
7 sucked. That's what I hate about Randomizer is like half the time it just comes down to like, did you guess the right pipe in 7 or 8? Okay, sucks to be you.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, it's like that was fairly decisive. Some degree, certainly in the other race, that was big break. But yeah, but you made a pretty strong comeback yourself using hammers, help close the gap.
Yeah, I took a wrong turn in 8 too. Like I gambled in 8, which you have to. And
don't feel bad. Everybody took a wrong turn in 8. So
I also miscounted hammers. I thought I had one more going into 8, and I apparently did not.
Yeah.
Trying to remember where I used the third one. Or did I only have 3? I thought I might have only had.
You had a lot of hammers. You got more than everybody else did. Because you didn't use one in World 4, I believe it was, and you got one from a Hammer Bro that nobody else did.
Yeah, and I think there was only one in the card because it was the 1-up.
Oh, it's okay. We weren't sure. We thought there was a Lakitu Cloud somewhere in the deal as well.
It was either the 10 coin or the 1-up because I got both of them. Like those were the only 2 I got on one of the cards.
Okay.
And one of them was a hammer, one of them was something else, and I'm not sure. I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
But there's only one of both of those on each card. Unless they change that in Randomizer. I know in vanilla that's how it works.
No, the rules are as far as those will be a constant.
Yeah, which is why I didn't do any more Spade games after I got that one hammer. I was like, well, there's no point in doing them anymore.
Especially with the number you had.
Yeah. So now we welcome TapatioJ to the chat. GG, sir.
Hey, GG's. Good game, everybody. That was crazy. Just a bit.
Just a little.
Oh my goodness.
So your thoughts on the seed overall?
Wow. I don't know. I definitely like. I'm real glad I made the decision I did in World 7. 7 just going back immediately and going to 7-1 and just going through that pipe. That ended up being a really good decision there.
Yeah, that was basically the race, because I was in 7. I went all the way through 7.
No. Yeah, you would actually, you'd easily taken it. I don't know, I felt a little, just a little off my, as far as just like, some of the little things. I was taking a few too many hits, I felt. But otherwise, you know, getting through the levels, I think I only took like 1 or 2 deaths there that were on purpose, so I was pretty happy about that. Decent item.
I think taking hits is just part of Randomizer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Stuff's just going to be in weird spots.
Yeah.
They took his share of lumps, but HUmanMustard has finished the race. He finishes with an official SRL time at 54:46. So everybody finished under 55 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, pretty great. And again, a very close race on the bottom there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was a little worried because my 8 was awful. I went through pretty much the entirety of 8 except going over the hands.
Yeah.
Because my pipes were just that bad. And unfortunately had no hammers to help me kind of like solve that issue, so
Yeah, Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go for it, man.
I wasted a cloud in 8 because I had a feeling when I saw Chuck finish, I knew 8 had to have some sort of like miracle pipe. Because like I knew the only difference between Chuck and I was
not.
but that was my thought.
Yeah.
It was just like you're gonna get there, and then like the way I was feeling, because like I played pretty well other than 7, and I felt like the only difference between me and Chuck at that point was 7. So like I took the calculated risk that like, all right, if I have a chance to like cloud one stage, which was the fort, I just clouded it, and it took me to the lock where the fort was, and I went, well, okay, I'm just done.
Yeah, I clouded that exact same fort, praying that it was gonna bail me out. And,
I would have had if I had a cloud, but.
Oh, see, there you go. That's where the cloud actually loses you time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can happen.
I saved on menuing.
Yeah,
Right.
Beautiful. That item management. I had way too many items too. It was kind of disgusting. I had like 3 pages of items.
There were like 1 billion stars and music boxes this seed. Like every freaking and frog suits. Every princess gave you a frog suit. Every princess gave you a frog suit. I'm like,
they like frog suits. What can she say?
Yeah,
I used it just to damage boost at the start of so many levels. Just like, give me an extra hit. I don't care.
I had a thought. I was thinking that it's like, when you keep using frog suits and you keep taking hits every like 2 seconds in, it's like gotta be damage boost.
Yeah.
Freebies.
The one fort, what is it, 6 Fort 1, like, I just, out of muscle memory, I hit that block thinking like, alright, I'm gonna grab the tail and then jump over and damage boost. That's a star, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it had some wacky stuff.
That's Randomizer.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking after the first level even after the first level, because we got what do we have to even start? I can't even remember now.
It was 4-3, or sorry, 6-4.
Yeah. Just the whole world. It was a 10-minute world to start. So for me, anyways. So I felt like there was no chance I was going under 50. So I felt pretty good about that.
And I swear, like, what is it with my rando tournaments? And the first stage is 6-4 every single time. Like every seed I have done in this tournament, the first stage has been 6-4, and 6-4 is an awful stage to go into small in Randomizer.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Certainly can be. So, well, look. So with your matches complete, we are now done with round 1 of the Mario 3 randomizer. So starting tomorrow, well, I think on Saturday, actually, we're going to start round 2 of the tournament. So some matches to look forward to. One round 2 match has already been completed, actually. Skybills defeated Killer App 23 yesterday, and we'll be waiting the winner of WhenChukAttacks and Grand Pooh Bear, which should be a very good race. And then the other second round matches, it'll be myself, Pro-A007, who will be playing Claris.com on Tuesday. Mitch Flower Power and Cartridge Blowers will be playing each other. Gimp Extreme and Paradox 64, Classic Gamer 88, and my co-commentator Jabum will be playing, Fonzoid and Duckfist, and Cavan 856 and TapatioJ. So, look
So that's
forward to
HUmanMustard trying to talk to us right now, but
I'm just
I don't know.
I just wanted to say good game, Chuck. And Tap, congratulations.
yeah,
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Good game.
Yeah, GG's.
GG. Oh.
I tried for one last frog suit, but it didn't work out.
Well, we appreciate the effort.
I think I did better with the frog suit than I did with Small Mario, though. Definitely.
Well, there's something to be said for that. So, I think that'll wrap it up, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed the race. It was a very good one tonight. A lot of really solid play all the way around from our runners. And congrats to WhenChukAttacks and TapatioJ for moving on to round 2. And I'm Pro8007, and I will bid you all good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
See ya.
Hi, everybody.